The team style assessment findings begin on page 11. Again, a reminder that these results are for our sample member John, but the structure we describe applies as well to your personal teams report. The team's assessment looks at your thinking and task preferences in a team environment and scores you on the 5 core functions that any group will perform to accomplish its tasks. Those functions or roles are theorist, executor, analyzer, manager, or strategist. This team's categorization with its keyword descriptors on page 11 is different from the one in the DISC portion of your report, as it looks specifically at how you think and function best in a team environment, as opposed to the DISC category, which reflects your communication preferences and behavior as they relate to your preferences for people versus tasks and a passive or active approach. Page 12 offers a list of the typical characteristics for each of these 5 team styles. Page 13 describes the potential limitations of each style relative to the intensity of the scoring on the team's graph that is found on page 21. Page 14 and 15 close out the team's report by providing an in-depth description of your 2 highest team style preferences as identified in the report. For sample member John, his high style is categorized as an analyzer, preferring accuracy and quality control while setting high standards when weighing risk versus reward. His next highest score is that of manager, someone who brings diplomacy and balance to the table with a concern for looking at all viewpoints. The final section in your 3D report is the values style assessment. These are the values that are hidden deep in your subconscious. They are the motivators of your behaviors that are observed in the DISC assessment. Values profile assesses an individual's need to have 4 core values met. Everyone shares the 4 core value styles, just to differing degrees of intensity. The 4 value styles are loyalty, equivalence, personal freedom, and justice. Pages 16 and 17, in a similar way that the team's report did, provide key descriptive words and characteristics as well as potential limitations for each of the 4 value styles. The picture of the iceberg on page 17 provides a good analogy for the difference between the DISC findings and the values findings. The DISC results are like the portion of the iceberg that lies above the surface. It represents the observable personality, communication, and behavior styles, while the portion of the iceberg hidden below the surface represents our hidden or subconscious values that are informing our decisions and actions. Pages 18 and 19 describe the characteristics of your 2 highest scores on the values assessment graph, shown on page 21. Sample member John is shown to highly value justice, characterized by meaningful relationships and a concern for the common good. His next highest value is equivalence, showing that he values and respects each person's opinion and avoids internal conflicts by not taking sides. Example, in John's case, where his DISC and team's assessment results indicate that he is a DC/analyzer style, meaning that he is an active, task-oriented individual focused on using data to make decisions and get the job done. His values assessment indicates that he is still interested in others' opinions. In fact, it is more data for him to consider, and he cares about their input. With the values assessment providing an appreciation for the underlying set of core values that drive your everyday decisions, we are connecting the dots between preferred communication and behavioral styles and how those may translate when working in a team. This illustrates the power of the 3D report to provide nuance to your unique personality profile.